Hey guys, per usual, I have spent my weekend with my walkaway crew. We were in Tampa yesterday. We were in Sarasota today. I'm in my hotel room now in Sarasota, a little bit sunburned because I went out on the water today in a Trump boat parade and did not use enough sunscreen. But, the reason that you guys don't really see videos from me on the weekends right now is honestly because traveling and doing the walkaway stuff is just it's a lot. I'm usually gone from Friday until Sunday. This week I'm gone from Friday until Monday, and I try the best I can to have stuff scheduled, but sometimes it just doesn't always work out. But of course, this week we had some pretty major news that I haven't shared a few of my thoughts on yet, and that is the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the implications of that. And this is something I actually found out about this. I was in Mikey Harlow's hotel room the other night, cajoling him to get ready and making sure he's going as fast as Mikey can, which is, at a snail's pace if you know anything about gay men sometimes getting ready. But so we literally found out about this news literally while I was standing there cajoling him, and he didn't believe me when I told him, and I could even barely believe it myself. I mean, listen, man, I really don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a freaking hero. She is a champion. She was a warrior. She the amount of rights that women have simply because Ruth Bader Ginsburg fought for us to have them are really profound. And so I was really I was very upset to hear that she passed. I really thought she was going to outlive them all, honestly. I thought she was going to outlive them all through sheer willpower and hatred of Trump and wanting to be replaced by a Democrat. I really did. And I don't say that in any bad way. I see that as like, listen, I have complete and total respect for people who could carry themselves like she did. Like, my issue with the left right now is not necessarily that I disagree with it. It's not necessarily like with all of them and how they act in disagreement. It's with the people who destroy things in disagreement. Anyway, that's getting off the topic. So I wanted to talk just about a few kind of thoughts I had on her death. Now, the very first thing that I thought was I knew I didn't even want to look at Twitter right after I found out she died because I knew exactly what I was going to see. I was not going to see anyone celebrating her legacy or her contribution. What I was going to see is Democrats screaming about Merrick Garland and what the Republicans did to him. And what I was going to see is Republicans screaming, fill the seat, fill the seat, fill the seat. Listen, guys, this will not be a popular opinion among my watchers, and I know that. I'm equally pissed at both sides on this one. Could you not have given it a weekend? Could you not? I'm filming this on Sunday night. It probably won't post till Monday morning, but could you not have given it a weekend to celebrate what this woman gave to all of us before you started bickering? This to me is one of the most upsetting things. It's like, everyone on both sides wants a war. I don't care. And you know what? No conservatives, no Republicans. You don't get a pass on this one. You don't, because you're doing it too. Both sides are contributing to this equally, and this is why I did not become a Republican. This is why I sit right in the center and look at both parties and call you two sides of the same coin all the time and say, I think you're both equally insane. The respectful thing to do, I think, would have been to take, you know what? Let me not even shoot for the moon here. Let me just shoot for basic human decency. It would have been to take a effing day and celebrate what this woman gave to our society before starting to shout and bicker and argue over things that are very, very clearly laid out in the Constitution, what you do next. It is clearly laid out in the GD Constitution. Trump is the president. Trump gets to pick another justice. Now, that brings me to my second point, because this is something I kind of went back and forth on a little bit. Honestly, my first reaction when I heard her death, Mikey and I were talking about, what should Trump do? What should Trump do? And my first reaction was, I think Trump should let it ride and wait until after the election. I think that would be the smart thing to do. That was my first reaction. I have since thought about it a lot more, and I've changed my mind on that. I've changed my mind. For one, I think there are good reasons to look at this both ways, but, I absolutely believe that, to be fair, I'm just going to say it. Republicans, you're being effing hypocrites. You are. You are. Mitch McConnell, ooh, I'm putting you on top of the hypocrite bandwagon, my friend. You're being hypocrites. You are. However, here is why I'm going to come down on the side of filling the seat. And no, it's not because I think the left is insane. In fact, it's because I agreed with the reaction the left had when Merrick Garland's nomination was not even allowed to come up for a vote. It is precisely because I agree with the left's points back then. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was absolutely stupid that Mitch McConnell did not allow Merrick Garland to come up for a vote. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was stupid. And I didn't want it to happen. And I think there are many very good reasons and very good justifications for thinking the entire thing was stupid. So then why would I want it to happen again? Why would I want that to be the precedent that we follow for all time if I thought it was BS in the first place? Why would I want to keep going that way? I don't. I want to just pretend that didn't happen because I thought it was stupid the first time and go back to the way things are supposed to be done, which is the president gets to nominate a justice. The Senate then has to do their effing job and have a vote. That is the way that it should be done. Now, you might not like who's president, but that doesn't mean you get to disrupt the entire flipping process. It's not a good enough reason. It's not. So that's why ultimately, just after giving it some thought and, I really did try to listen to arguments on both sides on this one because I was not initially in favor of just running out and filling the seat. I think it's the right thing to do because it goes back to the way things should have been done in the first place if Mitch McConnell hadn't made a stupid decision back then. And listen, man, I don't even mind Neil Gorsuch. I do not like Kavanaugh at all. I do not think he has the temperament for that position. But Neil Gorsuch, I'm a fan. I liked Neil Gorsuch from the very beginning. I had no issue with him being nominated. However, Merrick Garland should have gotten hearings, should have gotten a vote. That's where I stand. And if I believe that Merrick Garland should have gotten hearings and should have gotten a vote, then why would I want anything to proceed differently this time? Purely because Trump is the president and Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a freaking women's icon? No, you cannot allow the personalities involved to dictate the process that is in place via the flippin' Constitution. So that's point number 2 for me. Point number 3 is this. This is a game changer for the election. This is going to fire up the Democrats like they have never been fired up before. This election has nothing to do with Joe Biden. Like the reason that it doesn't matter that Joe Biden isn't leaving his basement is because this election has nothing, not a damn thing to do with Joe Biden. There's nothing to do with him anymore. Initially it had to do with how much do you hate Trump and do you really hate Trump or you just think it kind of sucks or do you really hate him? That's what the election was initially about. Now, the election is about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's what it is. That is what this will be a referendum on. And I don't think conservatives should underestimate how much this is going to fire up the Democratic base. Listen, no one was excited about Joe Biden in the first place. Now they're excited about something. And this is a big thing. And if you don't understand what a big deal RBG was to the left, then you need to go do your flipping homework. Honestly, this is not a small thing. And, there are just so many different scenarios that could play out in this whole thing. Honestly, I think Trump's going to nominate a woman. It seems like he's narrowed down to 2 women, and I think he should nominate a woman, to be really honest. I think Trump is doing the right thing there. I also think it's a really smart thing to do. It looks like he's got a couple of really, interesting options. I need to learn more about them, to be honest, to really know what I think. But, again, like I said, I wasn't actually necessarily opposed to Gorsuch's nomination, even when I was, really, very, very, very Democrat, right? And very, vote blue no matter who. I'd even, Gorsuch was nominated very early in Trump's term, right? So, I was even, resist back then. I didn't think he was a bad nominee. And, So I have trouble thinking that I'm going to have any major issue. I mean, probably there'll be disagreements, but you're never going to get everything you want. I do think it's good. I mean, listen, man, here's another thing I was thinking about. Like, I don't like the idea of women's rights being rolled back. I know you guys know this about me. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice with limits. I'm like 3-month limit, and you can say, oh, Carlin, what about 3 months in a day or whatever, like whatever. Like that's where I'm at. I'm not thrilled with the idea of women's rights being rolled back at all. However, the left has gone too far. Again, the left has gone too freaking far. And how I kind of see it is, would I rather take the chance and the Democrats pull shenanigans to defeat Trump? Because I really think that's the only way Trump's going to lose, is if the Democrats pull shenanigans. Would I rather take that chance and not have Joe Biden get into office and then put a leftist crazy person in that position? Or would I rather Trump nominate someone who's going to be more conservative and maybe potentially lose rights that I feel strongly about? I think I would rather, if I had to choose between those two scenarios, where I've come down is I think I would rather have someone in there that's too conservative for my personal tastes, but that kind of reigns in this crazy thing, rather than having someone in there that goes way off the leftist crazy cliff, right? Because it's kind of like, once you pull that far to the left, it's really hard to go back. But if you stay conservative and you just kind of toe the line for a little while, maybe it's decades, maybe it's a generation. If you do that, it's much easier to expand and become more progressive, more liberal, more libertarian, would actually be my personal preference at the moment. I just want everyone to leave me the F alone. But it's very easy to toe the line and then become more open to ideas. And I think the Republican Party has shown that they've done that. I mean, listen, again, I have to say, guys, I travel around with Walkaway all around the country. The openness that I've seen from Republicans, conservatives that I have met all over the place, they're open to being accepting of ideas I feel very strongly about, and I can't discount that. So they're open to moving. Who's not open to moving are people on the left. What they want to do is jump off the cliff, take us all out with them, and then say, oops, our bad, when it doesn't work out. And that's not cool with me, man. You can't unring a bell. So if I have to choose between someone who might actually be more aligned with me philosophically, but also has a much greater potential to jump on the crazy train, or sticking with a conservative who maybe isn't as liberal as I might personally like, but that gives us the opportunity to expand more slowly over time in a much more measured way, in a way that makes, frankly, a lot more sense. And in a way that we've shown we've done before, because there's always been it's just been it's been slow progress, but I think that that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. We live in such an instant gratification society. We think that we should have everything we want the minute that we want it, and life doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So those are some thoughts that I have about her death. I mean, ultimately, again, the thing that I just want to articulate is that I think that it would benefit all of us to do a little bit more celebrating of this woman's legacy and really understanding all the contributions she gave to our society. And I wish kind of that had been the conversation for the last couple of days. And sadly, that has not been the conversation. The conversation has been bickering and infighting and whatever. But I've had a great time here in Florida. We had some great events today. We did a Trump boat parade. We did a march. We did a caravan. We did a rally yesterday in Tampa. It's awesome. Next week we have off. And so really the next big thing is the Unsilent March on Washington in DC on October 3rd. I hope to see many of you there. Please ping me. Let me know if you're coming. I will be there. Mikey will be there. So many awesome people are going to be at this march. It's going to be great. If you like this video, maybe subscribe. I don't know if you want to. I don't often do videos like this where I'm just ranting in a hotel room. I don't know if it's good or bad, whatever. You guys will let me know. But it's getting dark outside, so my light's going to go really soon and I got to get some food. So I'm going to head out. I travel home tomorrow. Which is on Monday. I'm actually probably going to end up posting this video on Monday, so you guys will have something to watch, and then try to get back into my regular swing of things on Tuesday. All right, guys. That's all I have. I'll see you soon.